Hello, Thirsty Thursday. Welcome to After the Whistle. Everybody thought Todd was banned from this show since we haven't seen him since the last time he was co-hosting, but he's back. He wasn't banned from TV. He just had to do something, fly across the world. I think where were you? The Philippines?
Yeah, in the Philippines.
Yeah, he went out to the Philippines for a week, and now he's back. We'll try our hardest not to get canceled. We will try our hardest not to get canceled or banned from TV. But new episode, brand new era of After the Whistle. Brian is in Tewksbury now. Maybe he'll pop in once in a while to come back. But Brian's gone, and here we are. We got Captain Lightskin co-hosting with me.
Thank you.
First, you got anything to say to the people before we start?
It's good to be here, happy to be here. Love what you guys are doing with the show. Love how you guys are just putting, I want to say, great material out consistently.
That light is making you light.
Yeah, wet a little bit. It's all right, though. It'll be all right.
All right, first up, we're going to talk about the Patriots. Yesterday, we had some technical difficulties. I got some ADD right now because I'm all over the place. But yesterday, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. So we're here. We're going to talk about the Pats and the Packers. This was supposed to be one of the games between the GOATs, Brady and Rodgers. But there's only one GOAT, which is Brady. Rodgers, he's still somewhere on the lower tier quarterbacks. But Patriots won 31-17. It was a good game for about 3 quarters, and then the Patriots escaped. The Packers started making mistakes. Aaron Rodgers in the fourth quarter was like 2 for 6. Brady was 6 for 6. Got the ball to his playmakers. And this was just a game where the Packers just, they were outcoached, outclassed, and also their defense and their entire team were just going down. They had a lot of players hurt. They had a player get ejected for slapping an offensive lineman. I didn't understand that ejection, but besides that, what do you think of this whole season so far?
For that game, it was a good game. Brady just in the fourth quarter just locked in and just showed why he is the GOAT. And with that whole debate with Rodgers and Brady, I see that debate as like Marino with Montana. It's like they're both great, but one has all the rings.
Yeah.
And one only has one, even though Marino has none. But, he's just as good. And I feel like Rodgers he's more as a stat guy.
Yeah.
Kind of like Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Granted, he wins more than Matt Ryan does, but.
Yeah, the thing that people think Aaron Rodgers is better is because he can throw the ball farther than Brady. And he could move, he could run. And Brady's one of the slowest people I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
Brady's not like your prototypical video game quarterback.
No, not at all. And if you remember his 40 in the combine, that image, I never want to see that image. Brady running that 40. It's one of the worst things I ever saw in my life. But Brady knows how to get the job done, and he does it with a different group every single year. We can't say the same about Rodgers. He's had I'd say he's had more athletic players, more talented players around him to succeed than Brady. And, it just comes down to execution. Coaching also helps. Mike McCarthy, he might be gone. He might be out of there after this season. If they don't make the playoffs, he might be out of there because you can't have this talented of a quarterback and not make the playoffs. Or
at least the playoffs.
Yeah, so if they don't make it. But the Patriots, they're picking up their stride. It's November. This is usually when they play their best football. And the AFC is theirs for the taking.
It usually is every year for the most part. Slow start, couple losses, and then they got back on track. And now the train is rolling. Yeah,
the train's rolling. They got the Titans coming in, which isn't that much of a challenge. But the Titans, they played Monday night against the Cowboys. A hot mess of a team that is the Cowboys. The Cowboys every single season come in with these expectations. This is their year. The Cowboys are gonna get back to the Super Bowl after 25 years, and boom, the Cowboys are who we thought they were. They're just not a good football team. Their quarterback is, people are questioning him, rightfully so, because some of his decision-making cost them the game. The interception on the red zone, the fumble, and their defense is terrible. Their defense was playing well for the most part, but in this game, they made Marcus Mariota look like an all-pro. He was getting the ball to everybody. Everybody was getting open, and they was just running free in that secondary. The Cowboys are a hot mess.
Yeah, from what I was told you yesterday, it looked like whoever had less pressure on them was going to be the QB to win the game because Mariota's line isn't that great as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened to Dax, and it's kind of hard to win when your best receiver just got traded to your team. Like for one, and your other best receiver couldn't even find a team until a couple of days ago. So it's like, like I don't know what expectations they thought they were going to have when they barely give Ezekiel the ball the way that he should be getting it.
I don't understand it.
So
that's one thing I don't understand, why you don't give him the ball more often. He should get the ball at least 25 times a game or even 30 times a game because he is their best offensive player. They have nobody else. Cole Beasley, really, he's a slot guy. He's not really that dangerous. I can't even name any of the other receivers because I don't know their names. But, so for sports in general, you got to make it more simple and easier for your players, and the Cowboys just don't do that at all. They make things more complicated than it needs to be, which I don't understand.
Yeah, wish I could help on that one.
But the Titans and Pats go up this Sunday. What are you expecting from this game? 'Cause I don't think much of the Titans.
I just think it's going to be Belichick. He probably might work on some things in the second half just to try to see some new looks. And I think once we got Malcolm Butler on the team, right? So I feel like he's going to target him. He might not have any animosity towards Malcolm Butler, but I'm sure he remembers what everybody was saying about him not playing Malcolm. Yeah. So he's going to show why he didn't play Malcolm.
I expect Malcolm Butler to get a lot of balls thrown in his way because, especially with Josh Gordon, if he's covering Josh Gordon, it might be a career day for Josh Gordon or Malcolm Butler. Also, I don't know if Gronk is gonna play. He's been out. Well, he hasn't been healthy this entire season. He's had one good game, but he hasn't been healthy. But he's still Gronk. And the running back, Sony Michel, I think he's gonna play, but he's a little hurt. He is a big part of the team. He's been running the ball really hard until his injury.
I mean, hopefully we won't even need them two to play, so they can just get more time resting and get the young guys some time.
Definitely.
It can't hurt to just get everybody some time throughout the season.
Yeah, what I like is how Brady isn't doing as much as he normally has to do because they're making more of an effort to run the ball because usually there was one game that Brady throw the ball for over 40 times. That no quarterback should throw the ball over 40 times, but they're making more of an effort to take the load off of him and run the ball more, that's going to help in December.
I mean, especially if he wants to continue his career. He said he wants to play till he's past 40, meaning he's going to need a couple running backs.
He wants to go up to 45. And
I think he could do it.
He could do it, but one thing about football, you're just one hit away, especially at his age. But once you hit 40, once you hit over 30, you're just one hit away. And when you hit 40, you're just a series away from, ending up like Brett Favre when he was laid out on the ground in Minnesota.
We'll leave that alone, too.
Now let's go to the biggest finesse of 2018, and that is John Gruden finessing the Raiders for $100 million. Guaranteed $100 million, I should say, too. And he came in there. He started cleaning house, getting rid of all the talent, accumulating draft picks, and I think the team put on him.
Yeah, I could see that, honestly. Like, when you come from sitting behind a desk or sitting behind a camera for over 10 years, and you just come to an organization, you trade away Hall of Fame defensive talent like Khalil Mack, and then you trade Amani Cooper, it just seems like you feel like you're bigger than the team.
Yeah.
Granted, he might have some things in the works, but from the outside looking in, it just seems like, hey, guys, let me just do what I want.
Yeah, pretty much. And the crazy thing is, he didn't even need to do all that because the Raiders, they had enough talent to actually make a run in the playoffs, to actually make a playoff run. But he just, I don't know, he wants to do it his way, I guess, and with the type of players that he wants. But this isn't how you do it because, I mean, the quarterback, I don't even know if the quarterback likes you. We know the defense don't like you. So it's one of those things, like I said yesterday, you're going back to a relationship that you were happily out of for so long, but you two were both single and wanted to give it another try for whatever reason. And this isn't going to work out, but $100 million guaranteed. I need a finesse. I need somebody.
I mean, if I was Gruden, I just would have slid Khalil a couple bucks to keep him to stay. Like, you got $100 million for what? They haven't even really done anything.
Yeah, and it's that game against the 49ers, they were out-coached, outclassed. They quit. They quit on him, pretty much. They didn't want to be there. If you saw all the touchdowns from this game, there was nobody near any of the receivers that scored the touchdown. That's just pathetic.
And the hardest thing about coaching is once your players don't want to play for you anymore, it's hard to get your team back. Yeah. Especially grown men.
Yeah. Like college kids maybe, but grown men with families, that's not going to happen. And they got, 7 more weeks of them?
And they're putting their bodies on the line every weekend to just get a L?
Yeah.
Walking into L's.
Yeah, well, Raiders, y'all better make use of all those draft picks y'all getting because if you don't, You might as well have me and Todd coach y'all. Well, for $100 million, we'll get y'all to the Super Bowl.
I'm clueless.
Next up, we got the Rams and the Saints. This was the game of the week, maybe the game of the year so far. A high-powered offense. Both teams were scoring back and forth. This game, I learned more about the Rams. I already knew the Saints were good, especially at home, because the Saints are damn near undefeated at home. But this taught me more about the Saints because they were down 35-14 at one point, and they could have packed it in and gave up, but they came back, they were able to tie the game up. You know, this game had 3 MVP candidates in it: Drew Brees, Todd Gurley, who I think is going to be this year's MVP, and Jared Goff. And it was high-powered offenses, smart decision-making, and it was just a well-played football game, and Michael Thomas pulled out the Joe Horn. Favorite moment of the game was that he pulled out the Joe Horn. In 2018, people still have flip phones, though.
I heard he had to buy that at some convenience, some little store next to somewhere.
Yeah,
he was saying.
I think he had 2 placed on each end zone.
Yeah.
Flip phone in 2018. But what do you think of these 2 teams?
For one, there's 2 of the better teams in the NFL. Obviously, Breeze is reliable. He's gonna go down as a great. He's always putting up numbers. He is the numbers guy of the league. He just doesn't have all the rings. And the Rams, they're coming into their own.
Yeah.
It'll probably be another year or 2, I think, till they finally figure everything out and they'll be a Super Bowl contender. They're definitely I want to say, you can say a contender, but they haven't proved anything yet.
Yeah.
But Todd Gurley, Goff, the sky's the limit for them.
And this just shows you when you have a young, innovative coach who's willing, to use his best players' assets, his best players' strength. Like Todd Gurley, he can run in, he can catch, and they use him all over the field. He's probably one of the best all-around backs in the league. And Jared Goff, after his first year, we thought he was going to be a bust, but they got rid of Jeff Fisher. And they brought in Sean McVay, and this guy looks like the number 1 draft pick now the past 2 seasons. So it just shows you what coaching can do to a player.
And having your coach relatively, I want to say, the same age as you, maybe a couple years older, but it's easy to relate. He can relate and understand what it's like to be a 22-year-old man in this world today compared to trying to relate to somebody being 22 years old 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The world's changed so rapidly in 5 years, let alone 20.
Yeah.
So it's definitely easy to play with somebody. When you talk to them, it's just easier to talk to you. They probably feel like they don't have to be so guarded and tiptoe around certain topics because they feel like they're on the same level to a certain extent because he still is coaching and still playing.
Yeah, that's the same thing with Drew Brees and Sean Payton. They're kind of around the same age similarly, and they understand the systems. Drew Brees they have a rapport with each other ever since they got there because they both got to New Orleans around the same time, and ever since then they kind of built the franchise and helped and grew the franchise. So good coaching matters. Good coaching. Non-egotistical coaching, it really matters in sports. It goes a long way because if you have an egomaniac coach, Raiders, then you'll see what the results are. Now, from one young quarterback to another young, Patrick Mahomes, who is lighting up the league right now, leads the NFL with 29 touchdowns. And him and Kareem Hunt and Tyreek Hill, they were on another tear against the Browns. The Browns, another poorly run franchise, poorly run organization, terrible. Before we get to the Chiefs, what do you guys say about the Browns? Because they're terrible.
The first game of the season, I thought they were making strides to change the culture of their team, but they just fell back into the Browns trap.
Yeah.
They just fell back into the Browns, man.
Yeah, they did. And just you got a glimpse of hope, and then boom, they fired the head coach, which they should have done a year ago. They fired the offensive coordinator, who they should have never hired in the first place because he's one of those hard-headed offensive coordinators. It's my way or the highway. So they're just a poorly run organization. Yet another organization. You want a Super Bowl? Holler at me and Todd. We'll get y'all there.
Definitely will.
Easy. But Patrick Mahomes, this guy, he's been playing smart football. I think we're seeing a changing of the guards as far as quarterbacks. As we're seeing the new generation of quarterbacks that the league is gonna promote. Patrick Mahomes, Carson Wentz, Jared Goff. These guys, they're the new wave because Brady, Big Ben, Phillip Rivers, and some of those guys, they're starting to fade. Their time is short. It's starting to come, and these young guys, they're trying to take the advantage. They're trying to take advantage of that.
I mean, I want to say the era of the tall, slow, rocket arm quarterback is kind of, diminishing because there's so many dual quarterbacks in the country.
Yeah.
So there's so many guys that can run and throw, and now they're playing. They actually I want to say they're creating schemes and they're actually training to be these QBs now compared to just seeing a few like Michael Vick or like a Rocket Randall or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, I had to remind y'all. Yeah, Rocket Randall Cunningham. And there's so many more. So it's like, would you rather have a guy that can get away from some trouble and complete a pass, or sit there and get rocked? Yeah. You know what I mean?
And this guy, Patrick Mahomes, he's a gunslinger. He is a gunslinger. They say he will try some passes that, if you're an alert defensive back, you'll have a chance to intercept it, but so far he hasn't thrown that many interceptions. And so his father was a baseball player. So he got that rock. It's in the genes. It's in the genes for him to be a competitor. And what I like is how they sat him last year for the majority of the season. I think he played the last game of the season just because they already secured a playoff spot. And and he's picked up the offense really well. Andy Reid is another great coach who understands how to coach up quarterbacks. And the Chiefs are one of those teams. If they get home field advantage in the playoffs, they might be hard to beat. This Chiefs team, if it was a past Chiefs team, no. But this particular Chiefs team, I believe in them.
I would say that Mahomes has all the tools. Kelsey, a bunch of other people, he has so many tools. And when you got Andy Reid as your coach, he is one of the best coaches, I'd say, when it comes to creating schemes and developing things. He's a mastermind when it comes to the playbook. Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, it just depends who they get in the playoffs.
Yeah. And the rate they're going right now, them and the Patriots might have the first round bye. And I honestly want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. If the Pats don't get it, I kind of want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl just because of their offense. Now we move on to the Steelers. The Steelers. We really don't want to talk about them because me and him both don't like the quarterback, but we got to talk about them anyways because they've been playing solid football since that slow start. Antonio Brown has picked up his game. James Conner, he's picked it up a whole lot in place of Le'Veon Bell. He's doing it all. He's running, catching. He's filling in well for Le'Veon Bell, and the Steelers needed that because you need a running game in this league.
I say he's the prime example of seizing opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm sure. How long was he on the team for?
I think this is his second year.
I'm sure last year he was sitting behind Le'Veon Bell saying, like, if I got those minutes or a couple touches, I'd be doing some things too. And he's able to show it now when he's producing. Yeah, this is also the benefit of just sitting. Sometimes people, when they come in the league, they want to play right away. If you're not a high draft pick, you're not going to play right away. So those lower draft picks, those guys picked in the later rounds, sitting helps them a lot because they can see, they can understand, they can learn, they can see what to do and what not to do, and it looks like this guy saw it well. But the Steelers, I still don't trust them. They have discipline issues, and when they play the Patriots, they wet the bed. Every single year they play the Patriots, they wet the bed. I mean, last year they wet the bed in the regular season game. The year before in the AFC Championship game, they wet the bed. So they always wet the bed. So if they're just a team, if they could avoid the Patriots, they have a better chance of making the Super Bowl, but it's just inevitable. They'll probably get eliminated by the Patriots. And it's just kind of hard to win when your full team isn't there. Point blank, period. Yeah, Connors is good, but he's not Le'Veon Bell. Not at all. So. And from one quarterback that we don't like to a quarterback that I like, Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers, these guys, 6-2, they're probably the NFC's most underappreciated team right now. Nobody's talking about the Carolina Panthers, but they're putting up a good resume right now so far this season. Cam Newton, he's playing better than he played his MVP season. He's not turning the ball over a lot. His completion percentage is over 60%, I believe, which is the highest in his career. He's not doing more than he needs to do like he used to be doing. So I like this team right now. I think with Cam, age and maturity has come, experience as well. That's what just happens when you play in the league for a certain amount of years. So I think he's finally figured out that sometimes less is more. Yeah. My body will be more effective the longer I stay on the field and stay off the grass. So, and I'm sure he might took a little page out of Tom Brady's book, seeing how Tom's a big QB that doesn't get tackled much, doesn't get sacked much, usually clean most of the game. He might be trying to do a little bit, and I'm sure his body feels. I'm sure he feels it every game.
Yeah.
Especially last year.
But one thing I will say about Cam, 6'6", 260, when he decides if he wants the contact, he's more than willing to take the contact, and I don't think. Not a lot of people want to tackle somebody who's 6'6", 260 that runs like that because.
And yesterday we was talking about him taking less unnecessary hits. Yeah. Like last season, get hit in the head, them not calling it. So now he's able just to be more poised, focused. Yep. And he's not overthinking things. Yeah, and he's definitely one of the most overly criticized quarterback in the league for the while. People are still criticizing him about the Super Bowl, his post game. About not going for that fumble. They're still criticizing him for that, but they don't talk about what he's doing this season. They're still holding that Super Bowl against him. It's like, it's all right. It's been 3 years now. We can all get over it now. It's over with. That, people pout when they lose. I pout when I lose, especially in the Super Bowl. I pout too, but we gotta get over it. So talk about what he's doing now and stop bringing up the Super Bowl. That's all I'd have to say. They hold different QBs at different standards in the NFL. Yeah. So I haven't heard anybody talk about Tom Brady missing that pass in the Super Bowl, which it's the first time I ever called Tom Brady a bum. I was so mad he dropped that pass because he was by himself, but nobody said anything about that. So we should just. Yeah,
and also the fumble too. The fumble that pretty much cost them the Super Bowl to win it. So there's definitely different standards. But before we go on to the Bucks, they're terrible. They play QB shuffle.
I'll be honest, man. Whenever I see Connor Fitzgerald, whatever his name is. Whenever I see him coming to the game, I be like, where he about to score? Because, what are they doing with, what's his name?
Jameis,
he just, either figure out which QB you want, because you're going to lose regardless. So you might as well just.
Listen, this is it for Jameis Winston. This is it for the Bucs. They're going to clean house after this season. Dirk Cutter, I don't know why they were so eager to hire him. They were eager to hire him. They fired Lovie Smith just to promote him. I don't know why, because they thought teams were going to be coming at the door to hire Dirk Cutter. Dirk Cutter is a terrible coach. He's horrible.
I'll be honest, I don't even know who that guy is.
Exactly. He's horrible. He's a horrible coach, and I don't understand why the Bucs were so eager to have him on board as their head coach. He just doesn't make the best decisions, clock management, player management-wise. He just doesn't. And the Bucs have talent. They have talent. They have probably two of the best receivers in the league. They have a tight end who has the potential to be the best in the league, and Fitzpatrick, he's utilizing them, but your number one pick can't utilize those weapons.
I don't really understand Fitzpatrick and why they do what they do to him. It's either just bench him or start him, because he's not the best QB, but he produces. Unfortunately, he produces.
At this point, you know what he is. He'll throw you 5 touchdowns. He'll probably throw you 10 touchdowns in a couple games, and then he'll probably throw 15 interceptions in 2 games. So you live with it. Yeah. Anyways, now the Chargers. This is the sleeper team in the AFC. The Chargers. This is the team that everybody should watch out for because they're a big play offense. Phillip Rivers, a veteran. He's been there for a while. He understands that system. He has weapons all over the place. They lead the league in big plays. Over 20 yards or so, something like that. They lead the league in that, and they have weapons. They have receivers. Melvin Gordon is a top 10 running back. They have all the weapons, and their defense isn't bad too. They got Derwin James from Florida State at safety, Joey Bosa, that's an ugly dude, at the defensive end. So I think they have the weapons. Joey Bosa.
Did he go to? That's one who went to.
Both of them, him and his little brother.
That's his brother. Oh, I thought it was the same guy. Okay.
No, that's his brother.
Man,
yeah.
Too ugly.
But the Chargers, I think their team everybody should watch out for in the AFC.
From my experience watching the Chargers play the Pats, whenever they did, they always gave the Pats a hard time.
Yeah, definitely.
Just naturally. So.
Yeah, but they still end up losing because they do something that would just be like, what are you doing? Like the kicker missing a field goal. A field goal when they need it. So the Chargers, yeah.
And no Tomlinson,
that too. No Tomlinson. All right. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. quick break, and then we're coming back, and we're gonna talk NBA and college basketball. So we might have a little Class Act reference in here or something like that.
And Tom Brady's not a bum. Just had to clear that up.
Play whatever PSA you want, Pedro.
I ain't trying to get no hate, man.
I want a place I can enjoy every day.
Where my son can play outside.
That inspires me. Some places have the power to move us. And even transform us. This is the power of place. The power of parks and open spaces to transform whole communities by connecting us to nature, to each other, and to ourselves. This is the work of the Trust for Public Land. At a time when many of us are spending more time online than outdoors, we're putting nature within reach of every person in America. Help us create the power of place and healthier, happier communities nationwide.
And we are back. It's time to talk about the best league, the best sport in the world, the NBA. And we're going to talk about trouble in La La Land. The Lakers, they are a dysfunction as I knew they would be. There's already rumbles of Luke Walton's job being in jeopardy because of the start they're having. There seems to be some issues there, but this is just, this is what comes with having LeBron James on your team. That's just what it is. Having LeBron James on your team, there's always going to be questions about the coaching. There's always going to be questions about the personnel. One thing I don't understand is how come they didn't trade Brandon Ingram, because they could have got some talent for him, but they have this idea that Brandon Ingram's the next Kevin Durant, and I don't know where they got that idea from, but
Yeah.
he's good, but
Not with that personnel. Because if anybody's gonna be the next star, it's Kuzma.
yeah.
I've been big on Kuzma since summer league, and he helps LeBron. I want to say he helps LeBron's job get easier when he's out there, or he makes LeBron's jobs easier. Couldn't even get that out, but because he makes open shots, he's long, he attacks, and I feel like Brandon Ingram just like a jump shooter, like. He's not real aggressive. Yeah. He's getting there, but I don't really know Brandon Ingram now, like on that level. So I don't know either. But this was just to me, this is a poorly constructed Los Angeles Lakers team, because in this age in the NBA, you need 3-point shooters, and there's nobody on that team you could say that could consistently give you make open 3-point shot consistently. They got one.
Kuzma.
Nah, what's his name? CP.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I just said
they got one.
Yeah, they got one. But I know what you're saying. But he's that guy we know that could hit 10 in a row and he could miss the next 20. He's one of those players.
He had an ankle brace on. He might shoot out that slump.
Yeah, but this is just a poorly constructed team. I mean, you have Rondo and Lonzo on the same team, but both of these guys aren't great shooters. Granted, Rondo's a great passer. He could set people up, but you can leave him open all day. He's not going to hit open threes consistently. He'll be 1 out of 5. And Lonzo, he's just he's up and down.
I'll be honest. I know they're planning on making the playoffs, but I don't think they're all convinced they will make the playoffs this year. So I think they're just trying some things out. Yeah. Maybe Rondo in the behind the scenes just trying to show Lonzo how to be a point guard, how to be a pass. Granted, Lonzo's naturally a pass first point guard, but Rondo is a pass only point guard. Yeah, he barely shoots the ball. So he might be trying some things out. Yeah. I'm not too concerned with their roster too much, because I like JaVale McGee. He's finally getting his just due.
He's the only one that's playing with some heart out there.
I mean, consistently. He's 7-1. I'm happy he's finally playing. Yeah. He's finally not doing Shaq and the Fools type things.
Yeah.
And then you got Lance make him dance.
Yeah. They have aggressive people on the team. It's just they just don't have the right ingredients yet. They don't have all the ingredients yet. They got good pieces here and there, but they need.
I mean, you got a lot of meat, but no potatoes, no vegetables. They could, if you notice, they all do the same thing.
Yeah.
For the most part, like, they all do the same thing.
Yeah,
So it's like,
and LeBron, he's always gonna do his thing. He's always gonna get his points, but he's getting up there. And all those years of carrying teams is, you could tell it kind of wears on him some games, because some games he's just. I mean, he's worn out because all the load he's had to carry.
And LeBron's just not that killer anyway. So he wants his teammates to help him out, which is fine. You know what I mean? But he's just not that guy with things on coming in. But I'm gonna get him 50.
Yeah, he's not Kobe. He's not gonna jack up 60 shots because that's not what LeBron does.
That's not even necessary.
Yeah, at all. But Lakers, get it together. But they are good for TV. Now, Kyrie Irving and Jamal Murray, there was a little incident here. The Nuggets won the game. The game's already over. They're up. It was 150. They were up 115-108. Denver has the ball, running out the time. Dribble out. Game's over, but everybody's already relaxed. Everybody's waiting for the game to be over. And then Jamal Murray decides he's going to launch the ball up as time expired. I wouldn't have a problem with it if they were going against the shot clock. If it was going against the shot clock, all right, you guys are up, but game's over, but you still, going up against the shot clock, I have no problem. But to do that when there was no need to do it, I think that's just dumb. He's lucky no one slapped him.
Yes, touche on that. But he is young, so it's not, to me, Kyrie's not that serious, bro. I get it, but why don't you stop him from scoring 48? So how about that one? And it's like you get mad and you throw the ball in a random area of the arena. What if some of the audience weren't even looking? You know what I mean? They turn around and get hit in the face. Now, Kyrie, now you at fault because your feelings got in the way of something that really shouldn't have happened. Yeah,
but Jamal Murray, he's done these things. He did this last year too. He was just trying to show up his opponents. I think he did it to the Lakers. At one point they had the game won. I forget what he did, but he was just showing up. And he's gonna learn. If you keep doing this, there's gonna be a point somebody's gonna try to injure you purposely. What I was
gonna say was I would have rather have Kyrie say something to him rather than throw the ball across the
ball at him.
Yeah, something like that to show him that you aggravated me. Like I got to say something to you, not throw the ball, have a tantrum, and then talk about it to the media. No, I'm gonna talk about it to you. But
these Canadians, man, they're out of control. You gotta. Yeah, I would have tossed the ball right at him.
I mean, we are. So.
Yeah, but yeah, the Celtics lost that game. Here's a little early season update so far in the NBA. What are some of the headlines? Some storylines.
I probably think the biggest one, obviously, is probably Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
The Raptors. He just kind of changed. He just changed how they play, how they win.
Yeah, I honestly think he's going to get Defensive Player of the Year again this season. The way he's been playing.
They look like the number one team or number 1 or 2 team in the East.
You see what he did to Ben Simmons? I think he had forced 5 turnovers on him. It was just taking the ball from him. He was just taking the ball from him. And and people thought he was going to have this big drop off because he didn't play that much last year, which confused me. But he's putting up at least 26, 28 points per game. And this is good for the Raptors because DeRozan was good, but he wasn't this. He wasn't like a natural killer. Kawhi, I call him a silent killer. DeMar, he kind of, when it came to big moments against, superstar players, he kind of,
we were here last year talking about the Raptors, but I would say DeMar's not a two-way player.
Yeah.
Kawhi's the type of two-way player that he changes the whole dynamic of the game as soon as he straps up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He just changes the whole. Once you see him D'ing up, strapping up, everybody else is going to strap up just as much as he is. So it's one of them things like his mindset is defense first, offense second. Most guys in the NBA are worrying about making shots first and then D. So that's probably what they needed.
Yeah, they definitely needed that. And also, just my quick update, the Wizards, I said last year that before the season started, they needed to trade Bradley Beal or John Wall. I said that. And this team, this is a dysfunctional team. They stink. They don't get along. They don't get along on or off the court. None of these guys like each other. You paid John Wall all that money, and I think he's just been partying and getting fat because He doesn't even have the same explosion that he had the last few seasons. You paid Otto Porter what $120 million, and Otto Porter, he's horrible. I know he went to your school, Georgetown.
Sorry, man.
Well, he's a Georgetown guy. I know how much you love Georgetown, but Otto Porter, he is not worth $120 million. If I was them, somebody got to go on that team. They just need a clean house. They need an overhaul.
I was looking online. I seen like all their losses. I thought it was like Wall and Bill's highs, like scoring highs, because they was getting smacked by 20, 15. I'm like, whoa, what is this? And
then, they're not even competitive.
Yeah, and then they had that little comment about Harry Potter, and I just said, look, they should be playing Quidditch out there, because they don't look like no basketball players at all. So it's time. Sometimes it's kind of like a marriage.
Yeah.
You might not have any ill will towards each other, but it's time to get divorced.
No, this was one of those marriages we've seen. This is not going to work out.
I mean,
this was one of those type of marriages.
Yeah, but that whole Bill and Wall thing, like I'll be honest, I don't know what Wall does anymore, and I don't really know what Bill really does, because Bill wants to be this dribble pull up guy, but you're really a shooter, bro. Just go be the next Ray Allen. Call it a day. Like, I don't understand it, so.
Yeah. we don't understand it. Wizards, y'all need some coaching. we could coach football and we could do basketball. Holla at us. All right. College basketball. We're not going to talk about Michigan State, Kansas. We'll talk about the game that was supposed to be the game of the year.
What you mean?
Well, a blowout, but we were all waiting to see the phenom that was Zion. People were waiting to see him against real competition, because on all his high school videos, he was playing against little people that were tinier than him. And some people said it wasn't gonna translate in college. And my goodness, did it translate in college. This guy is a problem.
Man, they had Kentucky looking like Appalachian State. Kentucky didn't look like Kentucky. Like, and I was telling you yesterday, when you get smacked by 30, 40 in the first half, to just come out there in the second half is embarrassing enough, and you still gotta play the whole second half. That's why they didn't want to be out there. They wanted to go home.
Yeah, and
after the first half.
And Zion wasn't even the best player on the court that night. RJ Barrett, the other freshman, he was doing whatever he wanted on the court. I mean, at what point do you gotta realize the guy's gonna go left each time before you realize maybe I should try to force him to go right? Even if you can't, at least try. They weren't even trying to force him right, and he was just doing whatever he wanted on the court.
I'll be honest. After the game, when I seen Calipari talking, he looked like his mind was blown. Like, I don't know. Like, seemed like they might have went away from the scout report, didn't read the scout report. He was just like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It's one of them games. But they always have those games. You get smacked, and you gotta just throw it away and move on.
It happens in every sport.
But I'll be honest. If this is Duke playing at their best, nobody's gonna beat them when they're playing at their best. And don't forget Cam Reddish.
Yeah, Cam Reddish.
He's the glue guy. He's the one that's gonna keep them in games when Zion and RJ aren't hitting.
Yeah, and I spoke with somebody who covers the sports around North Carolina. Vashti Hurst. She does work in North Carolina. She follows all the recruits and stuff. And I asked her about Zion, because she said when she saw him up close and personal for the first time, and she said he was the real deal. He is the real deal. He's like the hype is. She said the hype was real, and she was at that game on Friday. She was on that game. She was at the game on Monday, and she said they punked Kentucky. They punked them really bad. It was worse in person. You think we was bad when we saw it on TV? She said it was worse in person.
Man, I mean, when Zion cuffed it on him, oh my God.
Yeah, they should have thrown in the towel. But before we get to the Athlete's Corner, you realize how Coach Krzyzewski doesn't get criticized for his recent one-and-dones that he's been doing?
He just followed the wave.
I'm just saying, like, when Calipari was there.
Coach K can do no wrong.
Yeah, this is true.
It goes wooden. Okay.
Yeah, definitely, because Calipari, he was getting scrutinized for the one and done, and now they make it seem like Coach K is a genius now, but
But it's because also too the type of, I want to say, personality Calipari has, and the type of, I want to say, players that Calipari might recruit might not be the blue collar types that Coach K wants from like the suburbs and great homes and stuff like that. So Calipari get some goons.
Yeah, he
So,
does. He does.
Get them goons some money.
We just happy basketball is here. College basketballs are the exciting time of the year. Speaking of college basketball, I had the chance to speak with Boston University men's basketball team. They actually had their first game of the season on Tuesday. They won against Northeastern 77-74.
Congrats.
So I talked to them. I talked to them last week. I think it was last week. I talked to the head coach and a few players. You know, it was cool. Athletes Corner. Welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner. I'm here at Boston University. I'm here with head coach, Coach Jones. How's it going today?
It's going well. Had a great practice today. We appreciate you guys coming by. Looking forward to the season.
All right, I'm here with junior Tyler Scanlon. He's looking to have another big season. How you doing today, man?
Good. Good day of practice. Off to a good start so far. Looking forward to the season.
And I'm here with junior Max Mahoney, one of the leading scorers from last season. You guys definitely had an intense practice. You know, what is that going into the season for them just to become, you guys were getting physical out there. You was preaching physicality on them.
We needed to be physical. You know, we've had 2 scrimmages. We have not rebounded the ball really well. We are a big team, but we're young. We have to learn how to play with physicality. We have to learn how to play through contact a lot better. But I know it's a work in progress. I thought we took a step in the right direction today.
We're young and talented, and sometimes the high school game is a big transition to college. So we're trying to get these young guys going, and the physicality is the biggest difference, and we're trying to make strides there.
The coach does a great job making sure we have the right energy every day, ready we're coming to compete. But as much as it comes from him, it comes from us as well, knowing we have to get the job done every day we come in the gym.
You do not have to come here. This is where you want to be, exactly. You guys just keep your confidence. Come on, let's go. Here we go.
What are some things that you worked on in the summer that you're hoping that you hope they bring to the court this season?
Being able to pass in different ways. I think one of the things I do effectively is pass the ball. So being able to put the dribble down to get to spots that I want to get to. So really working on ball handling, footwork, able to get into the paint and kick out there.
What are some things that's improved in your game since you stepped foot on campus here?
Definitely footwork. We're working a lot of footwork as bigs, using our fakes and finding space, creating space on offense. I think I've improved defensively as well.
What is it going to take for the underclassmen, the new guys, just to get in tune with the system?
Yeah, I think like today, I think the older guys, stuck it to them pretty good. So they have to kind of teach them through practice how much harder you have to play to be successful. And sometimes young guys just try to get through practice as opposed to trying to do things that really impact winning. But we got to get them to do things a lot harder than they're doing it on a more consistent basis. You're seeing some of it. There's like an ebb and flow. Like you'll see a kid play hard for 2 or 3 possessions, then he'll start the rest. Or he'll play hard in the possession, and then within the same possession, he'll start the rest. So just trying to get them to understand they can't take breaks.
You guys play in a tough Patriot League, always some tough teams, Bucknell, Lehigh. So, how do you guys see yourself matching up with those teams?
We think we match up pretty well. Those are 2 teams we beat last year. We split with Lehigh, and then we were 2-1 against Lehigh. We played them in the playoff game, and then we lost. We beat Bucknell once up there and then lost the last 2 games. And so we feel pretty good about where we are. We have 4 of our top 5 players, scorers coming back.
I mean, the Patriot League is one of those leagues where every team is good enough to win on any night, and every team is bad enough to lose on every night. It's a league of parity. It's really going to take being tough and then playing well at the right time.
You guys have a balance of inside and outside, so what's it going to take for it to come together for you guys to be on top in the Patriot League this season?
Just unselfishness. We can all pour it in at a pretty good clip, whether it's coming from inside or outside on any given night. I think we're a really unselfish team. We're willing to share the ball to get the job done. So.
Lastly, how anxious are you for the first game to get here?
I'm excited. I'm not anxious. I'm excited. It's what we work for. We work for it all summer, playing pickup all summer, working out all summer. Dedicate a lot of time to it. So when that day finally comes, we're ready and we're excited for it.
There's so much that we have to be able to do to be good, but I love this team. I love our energy. I love our fight. I love our togetherness, and we just have to grow through the year.
This is the toughest question you'll get from anyone this season. If we was to have a shootout, me against one of your teammates, who would you think could beat me in a shootout? Which teammate?
Who could beat you?
Yeah.
Andrew Petcash, probably. He's automatic.
We gotta have this shootout now. We gotta have this shootout. We'll check it out. I'll come back. I want to thank him. Thank you. You guys have been watching Athletes Corner. We're done, and good luck to the BU men's basketball team this season.
I'll be able to.
And we are back. Before we get into the NCAA, we forgot to mention this. Des Bryant got signed to the Saints yesterday, I believe. The Saints signed him after sitting on doing whatever he was doing these past seasons. But I mean, this is a good pickup for the Saints. They need a receiver. Ted Ginn got hurt. They had a few receivers that hurt. So it won't hurt them.
I'm just saying, how you give How you give Drew Brees Des Bryant? I'm like, what? I'm looking at this picture like, nah, they should have sent him somewhere else.
Yeah, it's a good pick because I mean, yeah, you can't give an All-Pro quarterback a former All-Pro receiver, and I think I'm pretty sure Des still got something left in the tank. He got, especially in the red zone, because I'm sure he could still jump.
I mean, I think with that whole agent thing, I think they put too much into it. To be honest, let's just see how he is when he gets on the field.
Yeah, I think he's gonna help them out, especially in the red zone. They just need a little more.
And
dangerous.
no different than Khalil. He got traded. He's gonna play harder.
Yep.
It's hard to play with somebody you don't really want to be there, and they don't want to pay you and all this nonsense. It's like, what am I gonna be busting my body for? If you ain't even gonna.
This is true.
Reward me for it.
This is true. And now we move on to college football, our favorite thing, college football, aka the Alabama Football League, because college football is all about Alabama. Alabama, just like LeBron, is good for business. That's what it is. They released the top 4. Well, Alabama ran through LSU. LSU wanted Alabama. You know, I'm a big LSU guy. My cousin goes down there. I got to support LSU. But geez, Louise, they got ran out their own. They got ran out their own home.
I mean, I didn't expect anything different. That's kind of, especially a night game. LSU, Alabama. You know what's gonna happen. Plus, that's the first fourth quarter that what's his name played in? Tua. All right, that's how it was. Tua for short. All right. Yeah, Tua played in, so it was a better game than most of them.
Yeah.
But it was just still shellacking.
Yeah, the only highlight for LSU was they intercepted the ball off Tua. That was the only highlight.
That was the first one of the year, right?
I think so. But yeah, LSU, they have all the talent. They don't have a dog at quarterback. That's what they need. They have everything else, but they just don't have a quarterback.
They never really do.
That's always the issue. They have, if you look at the NFL draft since probably the past 10, 12 years, whole lot of LSU players been drafted, and you know they've no national titles because quarterback, all talent everywhere else. But in the college football playoff top 4 right now, it's number 1 Alabama, Clemson's number 2, your team Michigan's number 4, Notre Dame's number 3, Georgia and Oklahoma are outside looking in at 5 and 6. I think it's gonna stay like this for majority for the rest of the way. Notre Dame might lose at some point. Clemson got a big game against Boston College this weekend, but I think they're gonna run BC out the gym because they're gonna run them out. But
you mean the field?
Yeah, they're gonna run them off the field. But so far, it's looking good. It's looking good right now. The committee has it right, but they need to change it to 8 teams in the playoffs because the kind of playoffs is just 4 teams.
Yeah, but then after that, they're gonna be like, oh, let's change to 16
make it 8. You know, these people that make decisions, then make it 8. Simple enough.
Yeah, because I think 8 should be good enough just because there's always those 2 or 3 teams that deserve to be in the top 4 that just didn't get it because their strength of schedule might be off one game or a team that they played against ended up with a losing record or something ridiculous. So.
And if Alabama, God forbid, if they lose to Auburn at the end of the season or if they lose 2 games to Auburn at the SEC championship game, they'll still be in the top 4. They'll still be in the top 4 just because of their strength of schedule. And
at some point, they got to look into that. Like, there shouldn't be anybody with 2 losses ahead of, you know what I mean, people.
Yeah.
And I get strength of schedule, but at the end of the day, you lost 2 games. These other teams lost 1.
Yeah.
Strength of schedule isn't that much different. but it is. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
they got to change some things, though.
Yeah, the college football is just weird. It's very weird.
It's all about the Power 5.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, people are still trying to make claims for Central Florida.
Why?
Yeah, don't ask me why. I don't know why, but people still think Central Florida should be in it, but no, not a big fan. There were some other big games that happened. Northwestern almost upset Notre Dame, but that didn't turn out to be. Notre Dame won that game. Georgia with 34-17 win over Kentucky. That was for the SEC East title that Georgia is going to be playing in the SEC championship game. The Big 12 is just a 51-46 Oklahoma over Texas Tech. I don't understand Big 12 football. They play no defense.
Yeah,
And the upset, well, this wasn't much of an upset, but the big win so far of that last week win was West Virginia over Texas in that last second touchdown and 2-point conversion. For Texas, I don't understand how you give up that last second touchdown. You're up by touchdown. They need to go about 40 yards, and the safety just play back. A receiver burned 2 guys for that.
Yeah, I didn't see too much on the Texas game.
Yeah, but that's it. That's it for our college football knowledge. Yeah. We're basketball guys.
One more thing though, college. Fountain Davis get better. Little cousin wide receiver from Michigan State.
Yeah.
Hopefully he hails correctly and might go in the draft. Who knows?
Yeah, there you go. Hopefully he gets. Yeah, wish him all the best.
Yeah, hopefully, man.
Yeah. Now, we're going to wrap up the show. It's time for our predictions. We got NFL predictions. We're going to rattle off these games, and, we both going to make our predictions here. Last week, we won't talk about it. All right. So tonight, Thursday night, Carolina Panthers against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who you got?
I got Panthers.
I got Panthers, too. Patriots, Titans. Patriots.
Hometown always.
The team from Washington and the Buccaneers.
I'm not even going to watch it, but I'll just say the Washington team.
Yeah, Washington team. San Diego against Oakland.
Chargers.
Chargers. Chargers. Seahawks and Rams. This might be a little close game.
Rams.
You know what?
I've never liked the Seahawks.
Yeah,
you know
Rams.
Yeah,
Lions versus Bears.
Bears.
I'm going to go with Lions. I think the Lions might get one. Saints versus Bengals.
Saints.
Yeah, Saints. Falcons, Browns.
Falcons.
The battle of 3 and 5 teams, Jaguars and Colts.
I'm going to say the Jags.
I'm going to go with the Colts just because Blake Bortles is still a quarterback over there.
Yeah.
Cardinals and Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Bills versus Jets.
I was going to say the Bills.
Nah, I'm going to go with the Jets because Nathan Peterman's the quarterback. Dolphins and Packers.
Packers.
Yeah, Pack. Cowboys, Eagles.
Eagles.
Giants, 49ers.
Who you got?
I got the 49ers just because I don't want to pick the Giants.
Yeah, I'm going to say the 49ers. Yeah.
All right, and that's it. We got through the show. We're not gonna get canceled. We ain't getting banned from TV. All right, guys. You guys been watching After the Whistle. I want to thank my guest co-host, Mr. Todd Burton Jr.
Appreciate it.
Make sure you guys catch. He's still coaching Lynn English High Girls team. Make sure you go support them. www.linntv.org, Facebook, Lynn Community Television. Check us out Monday. We got movie night here. Doors open at 6:30. Movie starts at 7. And I think that is about it. Pedro, you're a diva. We're out of here.
Yeah.